here we are with the Milwaukee M12 Fuel dry and wet vac. Does it suck or is it a sucker? Let's check it out here. So here we are, folks, in the shop. It's Saturday and the Southern Pollock is tired. Coming today to do some paperwork, and I would tell you my hands are tired. Writer's cramp, I guess. So I had decided I better just show you guys a little bit about the M12 dry and wet vac made by Milwaukee. And I'm enjoying me a cup of coffee like I normally am. So let's dive into this and see what this wet vac, dry vac, whatever, if it is worth it or not. Let's check it out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the outside of this thing contains. Now, if you look at the top of this little doodad, it has your power switch. It has a high, off, and a low. It has a battery indicator. Of course, your logo. It does have a warning saying, don't step on this thing. So it's not intended to be a step stool. Moving to the bottom here, you can undo this one. And on the other side, there's another one of these, and you can pull the top off to empty out your tank. This is your tank. It's a 1.6 gallon capacity. So it's not by any means big. So this is mainly for like your small cleanup, you know, dust here, dust there, maybe sucking out some extra little water from the back of a toilet tank or something. Yeah, that type of cool stuff. Of course, these here open up the top to access your hose and some attachments. We'll get to that in a minute. Has a nice carrying handle on it. It's not very heavy, but it definitely has some bulk to it. On this side here, this is where your hose would come out when you're using it. If you want to keep the top shut, you can turn this little knob here, which will unlock your hose, and you can take the hose off and put it in the exhaust port to where you could use it as a blower. I've never used this thing as a blower, never. Here's your other latch to unlatch the bottom. On the back here is a place for your mountain bracket. It comes with a mountain bracket that you can fasten to the wall, so you can hang this for storage. Of course, you got the plate on the back, and that's pretty much for the outside of this thing. And I've used it at work off and on, but I had taken it home for a while so my wife could use it to vacuum out the car, and man, it got a lot of use there. She loves it. She likes using it. So I think I might have to buy another one. So that's a hint. So let's dive into the top and see what's inside this thing. So if you made it this far in the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It goes a long way, and I highly appreciate that if you do that. And share the video, you know, this could be useful for other people. And on top of that, leave comments. If you have any comments or any questions, good or negative, leave them out there. I like to see these comments come in, and I like to respond back to them, and you know, feedback's a good thing. So opening up the top here, voila, it opens up all the way. Inside you got attachment here. Check that out. We've used that. Nice little spot to store it. Of course, you got your hose here. Oop, it comes out, and it's pretty flexible. It goes out pretty far. It's a pretty long hose, and I like that. And it fits right here in this little groove here, so you can shut the lid on this thing. You can lock it, and you can power it on and off, and still have your hose out here like this. You know, you can stretch it out and use it. So that's pretty neat. I like that. It also has this attachment right here. So that's the inside of this thing. Pretty simple. When you're done, you can take your hose, wrap it back around, you know, and store. And it stores really nice out of the way. Now, one of the downfalls I've noticed with, you know, the battery, you can actually put any of the high capacity batteries in this thing, and this thing will shut, no problem. But man, it could be kind of tight getting in here to get them out. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you have fat fingers. Fat fingers gonna make it harder. So, but it's functional. It's just, you know, you're gonna notice that. So with that being said, we're gonna pop a battery in this thing, and we're going to do a demonstration of how this thing sucks in a good way. So here we are, and here's a mess on the floor. Some good old dust. Some good old dust and crap. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. I magically put a battery in there. This is the 3.0 battery, and I'm going to go ahead and do a demonstration on low power and on high power. So let's give it a try. We're going to go ahead and pull this out. Turn it on. That's low. Just for a record, it only has 2 bars on the battery. And now let's go to high. So that's low, high, and off. So with the demonstration there, we're picking up some, some sawdust and who knows what else crap was on that floor in there. It picks up very well. Both power settings definitely have a difference. It does a really good job. I've never used it strictly for water pickup, but it does well on the dry. If you take out this here to remove this battery, like I said, it's pretty tight in there. I mean, see, you got the release button there. So it's kind of hard trying to get the battery out of the thing. I have to use 2 hands a lot to get in there, but here I got it with 1 hand. So it can be a little tricky getting the battery out of there. So I'm going to pop the top off this and show you the actual storage area for all the debris and stuff it collects, and what the bottom side of this vacuum looks like. So here we are. We pulled the top of the vacuum off the tank, the holding tank, storage area or whatever. And you can see that there's all the debris and stuff we just sucked up, the sawdust and everything. You can see at one time I used it for drywall dust pickup. But anyways, you got your inlet here. This is where, when you're sucking stuff, it's coming in right here into here. You got a nice sealing gasket that seals the top to the base. You got this filter that comes with it here, and the part number. There is a float in here, so if you're doing wet pickup, it will stop sucking when it's full. So there is a float on the other side of this filter. I'm not taking the filter off. Sorry, I'm just not doing that. But anyways, there is a float in there. So overall, that's the inside. So overall, I really like the vacuum. It serves a good purpose. It works. According to the box, it says it's top rated in its class for suction power, blah blah blah. Take it for what it is. Marketing for you, but it does work good. I have no complaints. It is what I expected it to be. The one thing, and the one downfall I will tell, is that if you're using this, it's best to use the highest capacity M12 battery there is. So it will run off these little 1.5, 2.0s. It will run off of those, but your run time is going to be limited. And I just think that when you use a higher capacity battery, you do get a little bit better performance, but also better run time. So I've been using these 3.0s a lot, but I think they go up. I know there's a 6.0, but the higher the capacity battery you use, the better performance you're going to have for run time, and I think it actually helps a little bit with that initial power. But it will run off a small one. You're just not going to get very much runtime off of it. So that's the downside. But other than that, I would say it's a go. I think it's definitely a tool that if you are looking into getting, it's worth it. It is. It definitely is something that I will be buying another one probably, so I can make sure I keep my work one at work and I can have one for the house. So if you're interested, I'm doing a little more research on it. Here is some information on the filters and some accessories, so you can look that up. Here's some of the specs on the actual unit itself, so you can do a little more research before you buy. But here's a little show and tell for you, and I think it's a winner. You know, there's a couple exceptions, but I like it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the future.